Fabian perspective, expected so accepted. You already know. Knicks Rehab.
Yes, sir.
Dale un like, deja un comento y suscribe.
Listen, y'all know the drill. I'm gonna say it all the time. Yes, he's my brother, but I don't know if he's talking about me. So I'm gonna say it myself. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe. Hit that like button. AllBall TV, man. Knicks Rehab. What's good, my brother?
You know what's good. As we're feeling good. Um, we
Hold on.
usually
Well,
call this niggas.
before you start, are you talking about me?
Listen,
Don't even answer that. Let's go. Let's go.
we got
Some things are better not known, however they say it. Let's go, baby.
but we'd rather know what's going on right now with the Knicks, especially with the rumors.
Facts.
As everybody knows, CAA is an agency, big time, one of the big time agencies in sports in
Yes.
Hollywood in general. But they're
Yes.
the ones that run the Knicks. So Leon Rose was formerly from there. LeBron James, we heard about the breakup with Leon Rose that he used to be a part of this company.
Right.
And we got Julius Randle, who left CAA in the summertime for WME, a competitor. We have RJ Barrett, who was just here. We'll talk about him in a second. He left CAA, and now he left the Knicks.
Right.
And replacing him, RJ Barrett, and IQ after that trade for OG Anunoby, there seems to be in a rumor mill. The top 6 CAA clients: Devin Booker, Cat, Karl-Anthony Towns, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., Donovan Mitchell, Paul George, and Zion Williamson.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Listen. Just to make it a little fun. We know Klutch don't deal with the Knicks at all. So is it just me, or is Klutch and CAA is like Bad Boy and Death Row or something? Like, what's going on out here, man? Like, of course we don't know nobody getting hurt. R.I.P. Biggie Smalls, R.I.P. Tupac. But it's just like, hey, man, CAA. It seemed like their clients is willing to deal with us. So with the Klutch thing, it's like we ain't got nothing to do with that. They ain't gonna give us no players. They ain't gonna deal no players to us. So we kind of at this point only can deal with CAA clients. Your thoughts on that real quick before we start talking about these trade rumors?
Well, I think the fact that they had to announce, like I've been saying, sound like a broken record, but you had to announce that we're sitting down with Rich Paul just to entertain a DeJounte Murray deal.
That's crazy.
Okay, but I think it's all Leon Rose's plan, because they really didn't imagine if it was 2 or 3 years ago. Who from Clutch could they have even obtained on the Knicks?
But
Now,
hold on. Is Rich Paul Don Corleone? Like, is he sitting down going, I will give you an offer you can't refuse for DeJounte Murray? You don't get out of here.
nah. I think it's the other way around. I think Leon Rose is Don Corleone, and
Oh,
Homeboy
yeah.
flipped on him. 1000%.
Okay.
Bro, CAA is big time. Remember,
No, of course.
CAA started in sports by buying out Leon Rose's company. So they
Right.
were the big conglomerate.
Right.
Rich Paul's more like a snake. I think that's how Leon Rose looks at
Right.
him, and that's
So
where the beef comes
I
from.
was just big shot. I was just watching The Godfather. What was the guy that snaked Don Corleone? See, I forgot his name.
The old guy at the funeral. Be
Yeah.
careful when a guy approaches you. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot his name. At the funeral, he's like the guy that tells you about the meeting. He's the guy that you gotta watch out for.
Exactly. So
You go kill him.
it's a lot of Bad Boy Death Row, a lot of Don Corleone versus everybody, and it's just like, yo, man, it's crazy. But just real quick, didn't mean to cut you off. Me and you was going back and forth, and we agree to disagree. And I want your thoughts on, because you're very big on us getting down to, Devin Booker. And I think he's not the only one from CAA that can help us probably potentially become championship contenders. But please explain to me why you so big on us getting Devin Booker. And is it possible?
I think because according to the tweet and whatever Woj was saying, remember Woj is CAA,
Right.
right? He's the way he described it was the Knicks are going to be in prime position for somebody who falls out of favor with their team. So someone like Giannis, that's not being thrown around there. He doesn't like what's going on in Milwaukee. Joel Embiid, who used to be CAA, he might not like what's going on with Philly. I mean, they're winning right now, but let's just stick to Giannis not liking what's going on in Milwaukee, and there's no way Devin Booker likes what's going on in Phoenix.
That's a fact.
So when you got a superstar entering their prime,
No, but
Devin Booker.
Let's not forget there's a couple more names. Zion does not like what's going on in New Orleans. Let's not forget that. He's
Right.
very
They all,
unhappy.
but they all don't. But my thing with Devin Booker is, personally, I don't even like Devin Booker. But I think he's a front runner. Every time they're up by 15, he starts talking. I'm gonna start putting a bet down on FanDuel. They're gonna lose the league. That's the easiest tell in all of sports right now. Is Devin Booker just anytime I see him running his mouth talking, I hate it with a passion. But what I saw last year in the playoffs, and what Don's been telling me, what two guard is really better than him? When Jimmy Butler plays a two, okay, you got Jimmy Butler. Who's better than Devin Booker? And if you got DiVincenzo killing like that, doesn't Devin Booker slide right in there and become a better version of DiVincenzo, especially on offense? So for me, it's like it's
so
just
let me
the catch and shoot, opening the floor up with OG Anunoby out there is seamless.
So let me ask you a question. So I'm gonna throw out some names from CAA that I think would be getting over the hump with our Knicks. So these are CAA has a list of great players, but I'm gonna give you 6 that I think automatically comes to the Knicks and make us championship contenders, title contenders. You have Paul George, you have Karl-Anthony Towns, you have Donovan Mitchell, you have Zion, you have Jerry Jackson Jr., and you have Devin Booker. Your opinion. Now, for me, I think we get any of those guys and we don't lose much. Like maybe a Fournier, maybe we might have to throw Grimes in there, maybe a few picks. Who do you think out of those 6 would guarantee us title contention? Or would we need more?
Well, if you bring in Cat and you don't lose much, and is what you said, the salary's got to match, and he's playing the 3 because he doesn't even like to rebound and stuff like that, right? Because then OG and I don't see that working out though. I don't see that being a seamless fit because he resists going to the basket. I don't see them being like the way they pass the rock around. Like the Knicks are looking unbelievable right now. The way they pass the ball, I don't see Cat. I think he's more of a ball stopper. Zion is not proven. Donovan Mitchell and for me and Donovan Mitchell's tough, bro, because as much as we were talking about DeJounte Murray as that being a rumor, how can you not talk about Donovan Mitchell? They're the same height. I think he's up there with steals also. So I was resisting that before because we were trading RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson. But if
Right.
you add Donovan Mitchell with this, Hartenstein's playing out of his mind. I can see him passing the ball around. I think he's struggling over there in Cleveland, but we have a culture here now. So for him to be a part of this culture, so Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker, that's the only guy you could argue right now that's been proven in terms of performing, except last season,
Right.
with Devin Booker.
Well, for me, I'm gonna give you a name that you didn't say, and we actually went after him, but they wanted too much. Paul George. I think Paul George would fit in with us perfectly. Let me explain why. Because he's a low-key superstar. He doesn't want to be the man. He said it himself. I think he'd come in like, just imagine him and OG. Listen, you see what him and Kawhi, I'm not saying OG is Kawhi, but OG is the low-budget Kawhi defensively. So I would like Paul George only because I think he may be cheaper than everybody else. But I honestly think if we could get any of those guys, we go into title contention. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but looking at the landscape of the league today, a lot of the guys is getting older. You got a lot of young guys that they're not ready to make that leap yet, dealing with a lot of injuries. So we have a core. We have a head coach that I'm not in love with, but I'm starting to respect him a little bit. He's doing a wonderful job right now thus far. So yeah, I think we get any of those guys. The only one that I'm not too high on is Jerry Jackson Jr. I would want maybe a shooter to come along with him. But even him, like I said, if we get any of those guys and we don't lose much, we right there. Because we almost there right now. Like I said, I think we the 4th best team in the East. Behind no order, Milwaukee, Boston, Philly. I think after that, it's us.
Paul George is tough, bro, because he's taller than all of them. Not sure what he has defensively. I got to ask Dom about that. I hate his passing. I hate the way he passes the ball.
Yeah, but
He even admitted
don't pass the ball in. But he's still a 3-and-D. He's still a 3-and-D. Think about it. He's better than OG.
At what?
Offensively, it's not even close.
Well, yeah, he can create
Right.
and they're sharing the ball over there in on the Clippers, and you got Brunson there as his Kawhi right now. Like he's
Exactly.
and Brunson needs, like, as much as I like Booker, part of the reason why I like Booker over Donovan Mitchell is because he's taller. Donovan Mitchell got a 7-foot wingspan, but Paul George is 6'8" already. He's 6'8" already, and you got, I mean, him and OG. I don't think Kawhi is OG right now. Even though he took Randle out of the game, I seen him do that. I don't think Kawhi is OG right now in defense. So
Wow.
that's an automatic. If you're going after Paul George, who, by the way, Kawhi Leonard just re-signed 3 years, $150 with the Clippers
Right.
today. He just re-signed an extension. If Paul George doesn't re-sign with them,
I'm trying
that's
to tell
tough
you.
because
Yeah.
you have to go, but you have to go after somebody else, I think, because he's injury prone and Devin Booker is not. That's another thing.
Well,
He's older.
I get what you're saying, but I think Woj said it best, and this is the first time in a long time that the Knicks are being patient, which I've always preached to you. You have to be patient, and we wait for that one move, and there's a lot out there for us. I would love to get Embiid. Out of everybody, you said something about Giannis. Giannis and Embiid, those two right there. If one of them don't get to at least the finals, I think it's going to be some smoke. I don't know. I think Embiid would ask for a trade. I don't know if Giannis. I don't know if that's his makeup. Because the organization tends to do whatever he needs to be done, like how when they got Dame, which ain't looking too great right now. But I would love Joel Embiid with our New York Knicks. That right there, we are at the cream of the crop. We title favorites with that right there. And it's possible. I've been hearing rumblings. Embiid wants to come to New York. I won't tell you the reason it's holding him back, but Joel Embiid wants to come to New York. So listen, man, we're in a great position. This is the first time in a long time that we have good problems. We ain't worrying about money. We ain't worrying about space on the team. So we looking good. A big shout out to Taj Gibson, man. A real, listen, he's a real, what's the word I'm looking for? Professional.
Soldier. Oh,
He's a professional. So big shout out to Taj Gibson. Any from New York, BK in the building, Fort Greene.
downtown. I prefer Giannis over Embiid all day. I think Giannis is this season. Again, I keep repeating it because I was dead wrong about him not going to see Hakeem. Like, if you watch him,
Yeah,
he's in the post. He's just amazing. The way he kicks out of the paint now. He looks to pass. He looks for that layup and he doesn't have it. He sees a double team collapsing and he'll kick it out. Embiid is doing better with Nick Nurse there now, but look, he's out again. He's injury prone. This guy's always out. He's 9 games away. If Embiid misses 9 more games, the whole MVP consideration, a lot of his awards are going to be canceled because he's missing so many games already.
yeah.
So Giannis, he hurt his back last season, but we need like Giannis and who else? Like Giannis with Thibodeau. Like he's 7 feet. What he did in the championship to win the game, that's why the defensive player of the year, even though I do think he's overrated defensively, this puts him at another level. And you would think that we have to give up Randle, no? Because if we could get him while keeping Randle, that's a different story.
I mean, I'm being honest. A Giannis or Embiid, Randle would have to go. I wouldn't want him to go, but hey, but you've been saying something before we finish this off. We may not see if we could build like the Chauncey Billups Detroit Pistons. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because right now, if we can get, like, let's just say we can get a Siakam with a knockdown shooter, I think we still title contenders. So that's why I say the Knicks right now is in a great position. Because like I said, we have nothing but good problems. And we are sexy again. People want to come over here. We look fun. It's exciting. And Becky Hammond, hey girl, how you feeling today? Yeah, this is all your fault. Yeah, you said we ain't got a dude. We need an A1. Well, we got both of those. So early happy Valentine's Day to Becky Hammond. Hey girl.
I'm always with that. With what you said with both everything. Becky Hammond, what's up? You look kind of silly right now.
Look crazy. We ain't hear from her since.
She ain't been on. Like they took her off TV and everything. What happened to her?
Please, somebody check out, man. Go on Instagram or something. Somebody DM and make sure she all right.
Put an APB out on her.
That's a fact. Put an APB out on Becky Hammond, man. Let's make sure she okay.
Well, I totally agree with
because she had a camera moment on ESPN. Lord have mercy.
Even going after like Tyus Jones and Gafford from Washington, like as a backup, bro. Both 2 year. One is I think Gafford's on a 2-year deal. Tyus Jones has got 1 year left. Even that is like trade whatever for it, and that money either comes off the books or we found a backup point guard. And it's low maintenance. Those little key pieces, bro. When you build something like that,
even
you might get a Kawhi.
I'm saying for a backup. No, I would rather Tyus to them guys, but I'm just saying that there's so much out there.
Right.
It's so much out there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I'd rather that. I'd rather have these smart deals where it's like, yo, what are they doing over there? Those are all real smart moves where it's just like you have one just chain, an oil chain, a well-oiled machine. And after it's like now Brunson could get some rest. Nah, they're cheating over there. And we're gearing towards that. So that's why I agree with you when we say, wait a minute, all this stuff is cool with Giannis and Embiid. That's a great dream, but that's going backwards. We don't need you guys. All we want to do is compete and do the right thing. And eventually, like you said, all it takes is that superstar to be like, yo, you know what? They already got a team over there. It's the same as everything we did with Melo. With Donnie Walsh told Jim Dolan, bro, we got the team. He wants to come in the summertime. Do not change this for him. And we don't have to do that ever again. We just don't. And this is what we've been asking for, actually, since that Carmelo Anthony trade.
Yep.
If we're being real, we forgetting about all that, too. So
before we get out of here, Knicks Rehab, right? Before we get out of here, all my Knicks fans, all my Knicks maniacs, is Brunson a better Knick than Carmelo Anthony right now already? Something to think about. That's all I'm saying. Something to think about.
Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
I'm going to have to say just the way he started off his first year and a half is 1,000% yeah.
No. Like, say that you being real humble. What's going on? You nervous to say?
Nah, not at all. I haven't had enough coffee. But it has to be.
Is Brunson a better New York Knick than Carmelo Anthony? Mr. Fabian, perspective.
Yes.
Perspective and whatever you say. See or no? I don't know how to say no in see or no.
No is no in any language, but not in this case. Carmelo Anthony, you came over here and traded a whole team for yourself. Wow. Brunson came and signed for less money than he could have. He woke me up. AllBall woke up a sleeping giant. Get Carmelo Anthony the fuck out of here. There's no way. Brunson right now might be top 3 Knicks all time. What are we doing?
There it go, y'all. Knicks Rehab. Y'all see why we call it rehab? Because eventually we will have to be in the rehab for these crazy takes. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Fabian Perspective, AllBall TV. Hit that like button, y'all.
Yo, big shout out Knicks Fan TV with this quote from RJ Barrett as he reflects on New York. I helped build something in New York. When I got there, we weren't good. I left it a lot better than when it started. Definitely bittersweet, but I'm happy for those guys over there. Sounds a little spicy though, AllBall. Dude, hold on a second. Do we miss RJ Barrett? Like, we see he's killing in Toronto, right?
You ready? No. I don't miss him going left all day. I don't miss him with no bag. I don't miss nothing about RJ Barrett. No. Now, what he just said, definitely spicy nachos. He's mad. He's upset, and I get it, you know? Who would want to go from New York to Toronto? But big shout out to Toronto. My man Drizzy Drake. They said Toronto got them things out there. Lord have mercy. Hold on. Make sure wifey, you know what I mean? But you know, I'm disappointed that he said what he said. Because, for you to say, you came here, like, no disrespect, RJ. You ain't the reason we was popping, bro. When Randle was hurt, you had the team. We was dirt. Like, let's call it what it is. You never was gonna become an all-star. Like your game never got better. Your draft class, everybody turned into superstars. Are you a good player? Yes, but that comment, that quote. Listen, man, I know you upset. I wish you all the best in Toronto, but you know how this game go. Listen, man, you was given ample opportunities to step your game up, and you never did. You just never did. You literally was consistently the same player for 5 years. Decent on offense, horrific on defense. You got a little better with free throws. Still wasn't a good three-point shooter. Can't go right. So, at the end of the day, me as a diehard Knicks fan, I love the trade. Don't miss RJ one bit. Miss Quickly a little bit, but, how could we pay Quickly the same money we paying Brunson? Quickly had to go. Sorry, collateral damage, casualties of war. That's how the game go. And eventually, I always said Quickly, I thought Quickly should have been a starting two guard. How many times I've been telling you that? So, I'm glad Quickly didn't say anything. RJ Barrett is a little salty, and I get it. But once again, you had 5 years to step your game up. You're not the piece to get us over the hump to the championship. You're not even a piece to get us to the playoffs. Now, at the beginning of the season, you for a couple games, you was the best player on the team. But that was for like maybe 3 to 5 games. Like I said, if Brunson and Randle's not playing out of their mind, we are dog. Like, come on. So I don't like that he made that comment. I left it better than what it was when I got there. Like, come on, bro. We the Knicks. Even when we dirt, we better than everybody else. Because we got a real fan base. We call ourselves Knicks Rehab. You know why? Because we always in rehabilitation. 1 minute we love you, 1 minute we hate you. That's real, true Knicks fans. So RJ Barrett, big shout out to you. I hope you have a great career in Toronto. But blue and orange, baby, you know the drill. If you ain't blue and orange, you can go to you know what. Your thoughts on RJ Barrett and what he said?
I still think I watch his games, man. Like I'm watching him to see what he's doing. I'm rooting for. I want to see them do well. See if we were wrong. Like I know I wasn't bugging. Like I always say, he played with the second unit plenty of times. It got to the point where Thibodeau would take him out during crunch time. That's when you go like, okay, so he sees the same thing I see. And when they would ask him about it, there's a big difference when they ask him about OG right now, OG Anunoby, and when they used to ask him about RJ. You could tell he's just like, when they try to bench him 2 years ago when Kemba was here, I keep going through the same story. He said, yo, RJ was in the gym every single day after the game, before the game, during practice, after practice. He's not doing that anymore. It got to the point where he just wasn't excited to talk about him. And Clyde Frazier got on him last year. If you remember, he said, yo, man, all the stats say it. All the data's telling you RJ the worst defender on the team. So when they asked Thibodeau about it, he was like, well, stats basically can fool you and everything's not in there. And you can't just fully blame an individual. But he never was excited about the other side to it. You never said he was a good defender. So there was, I don't know, I don't recall anything that he said that he liked about RJ besides his personality, basically. He's never too up, never too down, which is part of the reason why he does have star potential. They call him Star J and everything. He does come off as a star, but that's the thing.
Ho.
Yeah.
He has potential to be a star, what? Like the Walk of Fame, you get a star on the floor?
That's possible. He has charisma to him. That is there, bro. And it fools people. That's what I'm always telling everybody.
No. I don't care about charisma. He has the opportunity to be a star at what?
In the NBA as a
who ain't got charisma?
But a lot of people don't have charisma. Plenty of people don't have charisma.
All right.
Julius Randle ain't got no charisma.
Okay. Once again, tell me what RJ can be a star at, please.
Just to have enough people to have a stand base like this is not, it's not faulty. They'll call him Maple Mamba. There was a lot to him.
Bruh,
To be this likable,
that was
nah.
because he came from the Knicks. Let's stop it.
That's
That's
part of it.
no, that's all of it.
Nah.
If he was
He
in
was
Washington and got traded to the Toronto Raptors, it would not be news.
I think when he was coming out of Duke, people would love him the same exact way. There was a lot of hype to him. Like
No,
I don't watch college ball, so I don't know. But when he
I
came to us, it was like, nah, you're gonna like that guy. He's the
nah,
point guard. I'm like, he's
I,
a point guard?
I disagree. It was like half and half. There was no hype about RJ Barrett at all. The hype was we thought we was gonna get Zion. That was the hype. There
That
was
was
no
part
hype.
of it.
There was no hype for RJ Barrett. You're a number 3 pick, and you can't be a number 3 pick that high of a draft pick, and you come play for us, and potentially you was never going to be an all-star.
But see, again, even with that, number 3 pick, and
Right.
again, I don't watch college ball. When I saw that draft, everybody was hyped off of Zion. The first thing I said was, because I don't watch college ball. Somebody showed me who John Morant was. I was like, yo, whoever this is, even if we get the number 1 pick, I'd rather have him. He
Right.
looks crazy.
Right.
A point guard that can get to the rack like that? Who is this? I couldn't believe there wasn't the hype for him like for Zion.
Right.
Because
Right.
off the highlights.
Well,
But with
you
RJ,
remember Zion was a high school phenomenon, and then remember he took YouTube by storm with his highlights. So I kind of understood. And like I said, no matter how good and great John Morant is, 6 foot whatever, Zion bigger, stronger. So to me, I kind of understood why people would take Zion number 1, because you have to be like a real basketball junkie to understand the game and go, no, I'm taking him. Just like the one thing I give Skip Bayless props for, he was the only one that used to be on national TV when Blake Griffin got drafted and said, I would take Steph Curry number 1. And everybody laughed at him. So you have to be, so now, of course, now people are saying, not you, but other people. I even hear like sports guys, yo, I would have took John Morant. Y'all was not saying that when Zion was in Duke. You know what I mean? So I get where you going, but I'll let you finish.
but with that being said, those 2 guys, clear cut, we see star potential in them from their highlights. And
Yes.
with RJ, I didn't see it, but I saw everyone else talking about it. And look at Cam Reddish, same thing. There's star potential with him also, but that's what it totally blinds people.
But see, when you say, okay, because for me, RJ Barrett is a product of Zion being at Duke. If Zion is not at Duke, I'm not saying Barrett wouldn't get drafted, but he's not no number 3 pick.
Listen, that's totally possible. All I'm saying is I'm saying I didn't see that, but maybe there is some of the Zion shine and everything. All I'm saying is that Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett had these stands come out of college that I couldn't believe. So I'm like, I like RJ Barrett, don't get me wrong. There's some potential there, but he got to go talk to Paul Pierce or something like that. They have star potential is my point. Again, I don't want star potential to be confused with being great at basketball. Those are 2 different things.
All right, but when you say star potential, all right, I may be taking it the wrong way. When you say star potential, I'm thinking, okay, if you get a sneaker deal, people going to buy him. Your jersey sales is going to be out the window. You got kids trying to copy you and play like you. I don't think nobody's ever going to want to play like RJ Barrett, bro. I'm sorry.
Right, 1,000%. But there's a lot of RJ Barrett sales. Does it have to do with New York? Does it have to do with Zion? That combination, those are superpowers. Yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%. But I bet you this too. There's a couple of Cam Reddish jerseys that shouldn't be for sale either, and he's selling 2. I'm telling you, the way people talk about him. Remember, Ant-Man went viral because of Ant-Man.
Cam Reddish buying them jerseys. That's why they selling. Ain't nobody buying. Remember back in the days when the artists, the record labels was buying the CDs to go platinum? Come on, man, these dudes buying their own jerseys, man. Get out of here with that, man. You being real gracious today, man. What's going on, man?
Listen, man. I'm just telling the truth.
Man.
I'm just telling the truth. I cannot lie. But
when the last time you seen a Cam Reddish jersey? Honestly.
I've never seen it.
Exactly.
I never seen it. But the way they talked about him from Atlanta to New York, everywhere they go, I'm telling you, Cam is nice. I'm like, and they said what? And I said what? And no, we don't miss you, RJ, because Cam Reddish is further proof of what we're saying. All you stands that jumped on these guys when we're talking about we're bugging because we're watching them every day and get disappointed. They ship Cam Reddish's ass out. I don't care. Like you always say, oh yeah, the Lakers got Cam Reddish and y'all hyped over that, it's because it's the Lakers and LeBron. Now all of a sudden Cam Reddish is something. He's proven to be what Tom Thibodeau said the whole time. RJ Barrett might prove to be that as well. We just didn't have the playing time and the team to really let IQ fit in there. But remember, Thibodeau don't like you if you don't work hard like that.
Right. Well, I'm being a little rough on Paul's RJ. Because like I said, I'm a diehard Knicks fan. If you ain't Knicks, I don't care about you. But he's a good player. I don't think he'll ever be a superstar or all-star. But I think he could be a third or fourth player on a decent team. Like I said, Toronto, he's playing with house money. Let's see what happens if you on a team where you contending, where you got to do certain things. Remember, with our Knicks, we got to rely on our guys to do a lot because we don't have the superstar stacked team. So it's like, yo, if you can't hit the three-point shot in the clutch moments, if you can't hit the floater, the short jump shot in the clutch moments, if you can't hit the big free throws, if you can't get a stop, if you make the stupid fouls in clutch moments, these are the things RJ Barrett did. 5 years into the league, there was no growth. I don't care about him averaging more every year. It didn't impact winning. It's just that simple. And like I said, yes, he's a good player, but are you taking RJ for that missing piece, like I said, to get you over the hump to be champions? No. So for me, don't miss RJ. Wish him well. Never wish bad on nobody. But that comment he made, definitely a little salty. And like I said, I get it because, you know, in his mind, he found a home. New York, we took a chance on him because to take him higher pick like that, you figure I ain't gonna never get traded. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, it is what it is. No pun intended. Big shout out Mason Cam, Harlem in the building.
And I mean, that leads me to my next point, which I forgot. We spent way too much time on RJ, in my opinion, because the way we look with OG Anunoby, the speed with how the ball is moving around and how we're moving in transit. You heard Chauncey Billups last night?
What he said?
Nah, the way they move in transition, the numbers don't they don't speak on it. Like it doesn't speak volumes. Tom Thibodeau followed up like, yeah, I don't look at them numbers. You guys are looking at the wrong numbers. So,
Right.
and I gave it was tough in the second quarter because they got tired. We need that guy off the bench, that Tyus Jones, or whoever's going to be coming off the bench. We're going to need that soon because they started throwing passes, outlet passing in against Portland. It was like on 2 occasions we turned it over. You can't do that in the playoffs. I always say the regular season is a practice for the playoffs. But they were just dead tired from whooping Portland's ass for 2 quarters. That was the first 2 quarters was 24 minutes of straight ass whooping. They were just having too much fun out there.
Yeah.
But the way you could tell, the way Randle ain't joking around, the way he was able to pass up 3-pointers, get to the hole, pump fake, kick it out to the corners, and then he's patient enough to realize that ball's either coming to me or I got a guy in the corner who could shoot or pump fake, go to the basket and pass it back or pass it back out. You could see the confidence they're playing with. And of course, we need that Boston Celtics matchup. I think it's the 29th coming up. That Miami Heat matchup, I got that circled.
Yeah.
I got that circled. Jimmy Butler, don't sit, Jimmy Butler.
Right. I'm gonna say something that's a little off the rails, right? But to me, it's a great comparison. If Jalen Brunson can lead the troops and get guys to believe in him, like what Allen Iverson did that year when he got to the finals, Brunson can have that effect. Now, I'm not saying he's better than Allen Iverson. I'm not talking about culture and braids and tech. I'm just saying you have your guys believe in you. You build the right team around your best player, and you go all out. Brunson can average 25, 26. So for me, it's not far-fetched. Nobody's seen Philly doing that. No matter how great Iverson was. Then y'all won a game against one of the greatest teams ever assembled. So for me, I feel really good about the Knicks. Like I said, we just one piece away. And if we get some bench scoring, this is why we re-sign Deuce. This is where DiVincenzo, Hart, and Grimes come in at. Y'all 4 got to make up for Barrett and quickly. That shouldn't be difficult. So, for me, it's just Tom Thibodeau continue to do a good coaching job, giving these guys confidence, the playing time, the opportunities, but they got to take advantage of it. They got to knock down shots when they wide open. make smart plays, play defense. So I think we in a great situation, and I'm gonna leave it on this note. They all look happy to play alongside one another. That means a lot to me. You have a lot of teams where guys get traded there, or there's little rifts, or guys don't like each other. And like I said, this is why RJ leaving was a blessing in disguise. He was taking shots away from the better players. Him being that high draft pick, he had to get a certain amount of shots. So now imagine you being Randle going, yo, why is he? I need them 10 shots he taking. He ain't even. So for me, and it never looked like they mesh. They kind of had the same, they had the similar game. It's just that one is stronger, one is big and stronger. So for me, that was a blessing in disguise. Now it shows Randle can actually be who he's supposed to be. Julius Randle, NBA All-Third, All-Star. So listen, man, don't miss Barrett. Sayonara, my brother.
That's a great point, especially the Iverson one, especially with the taking away shots, and whether it's on intentional or not. We always talk about people's intentions. Anybody attention? What is it? What happened? In life, that's how it is. All right, you didn't mean it. All right, cool. I get you didn't mean it. You're a good person. I understand that, but it just happened, and it continued to happen. And we see now. Come on, man. You added OG, and it just made everything balanced. Also, I want to touch on Iverson, that superstar like Ja Morant. We saw what he did to Memphis in those 9 games. Totally different team. Wow. Lifted them up. Totally different team.
Yes.
Brunson is a totally different. We're not totally different. Yeah. He's lifting them up. And also, I didn't know he was that good of a passer. That passing he's doing lately is now, again, can we blame RJ for that?
Yes.
You're stagnant in the corner.
Yes.
You're not going to get the ball back.
But hold on. Also, a blessing in disguise. It's going to hurt me. Mitch Robinson not there, clogging up the lane. Remember, you don't have to worry about him offensively. He ain't going to slash. He ain't going to do none of that. So, like I said, now that the court is wide open, the lanes is wide open, you got a guy like OG that can slash. Now, so listen, man, we are in a great position. I'm sorry to cut you off. You can finish. But yes, these things here, if RJ ain't got the ball, what is he doing? He's just standing there. Like I said, you're not going to make the big rebound. You ain't going to hit the big shot. You ain't going to dive on the floor. You ain't going to get the key steal. You ain't going to lock up and get a good block. You ain't doing none of that. So for me, like I said, man, give a guy 5 years. We get you at that high draft pick, and you never even come close to being an all-star. I'm sorry, bro. And then you see the effect that Brunson has immediately.
OG has immediately.
DiVincenzo
Also, Hartenstein.
DiVincenzo took a little time, but look now.
I want to ask this question. I don't know if you want to answer it later and leave us with a cliffhanger.
Talk to me.
When Mitchell Robinson comes back, does he come off the bench?
Hell yes. Yep. Listen, this is where coaching plays a part, and this is where you see if your player wants to win or he just cares about himself. Hell yeah, Mitchell Robinson, you coming off the bench when you're ready. Yes, and if you don't, just like RJ Barrett, deuces. We ain't playing no games, bro. Nah, listen, man. It's like playing blackjack. You got the dealer on the ropes. What, you gonna let him off the ropes? Nah, the Knicks is in a great position. Like I said, we got cap space. We sexy again. People want to play for us. We got money. We got expiring contracts. We got pieces that teams like. Go ahead and play around. We ship you to Toronto too. How about that? Turn y'all into the Toronto Knicks. Y'all be like the bad Superman.
Bizarro Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all be Bizarro Seinfeld, Bizarro Superman. Go ahead. Yeah, play around. Give us Siakam, somebody else. Y'all take Mitch, take a couple other players, take some picks. Yeah, we ain't playing no games. Knicks Rehab. I told y'all we crazy.
Favorite perspective, so accept it. That's all ball. We doing Knicks Rehab. Like, deja un comentario y suscríbete.
He said, "Scrive." That gotta be subscribe. Scrive. So I know that part. He ain't talking about me. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Come on, man. We put a lot of time into this. And in the words of my guy Deuce,